Fresh Take is a free-flowing conversation that occasionally touches on mature subject matter. You've been warned. Enjoy the show. What it is, what it do, welcome to Fresh Take. And we're here, I'm Joshua Adam William Arbuthnot with Steve Kenny. And Steve, I've had some time to let things simmer down a little bit. It's been an emotional 24 hours for Seahawks fans. I think there's only one question to ask. The call. The game's always going to be called the call. Was it the right call?
Well, obviously it wasn't the right call, or else we'd be sitting here talking about a Super Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah, not the right call. Obviously not the right call. I understand why the call was made. Well, I understand and I don't understand. I've been doing a lot of digging in to everything, kind of getting the mindset of the coaching staff, like what was really going on. Pete Carroll said that he was trying to waste time, or he was trying to pretty much it was a throwaway play. Like he was going to run it on 3rd and 4th down, yet he was giving a slant run. Like he was passing, but they stacked and they had 3 receivers. So Butler obviously jumped all over the route, came in a lot harder than Ricardo Lockett did, put him on his ass, literally put him on his ass, and stole the ball and the game. And all the Seahawks' hopes and dreams of this year, man.
The Patriots have actually been practicing against that play in camp all week. They kind of knew, they've been watching some Seahawks footage and knew they had ran that play. So as soon as Butler saw that, he knew exactly what to do.
Yeah, but it's he guessed right, obviously. He guessed right, but man, Ricardo Lockett, to be honest, I'm a Seahawks fan. I'm not going to sit here and say anything negative about our team, but I really think he could have went in. The fact that what is he? He's a defensive back.
Butler? Yeah.
Yeah, Butler's a defensive back. A defensive back beats you to the spot on a slant. Man, that's crazy. So I think we're talking about a totally different game if that play was made. Even if it was just a knockdown, I think Marshawn runs it in 2 out of 4 times. What was he averaging in that game? Marshawn Lynch was averaging 4.2 yards.
The play just before that, he ran it all the way to the 1. I had some Patriots fans that were with us hoping that he got the touchdown so they could get the ball back.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was a Pete Carroll wanted to go with his quarterback.
That's the rumor right now is that both Russ and Marshawn are free agents, and there's some rumors that they'd like to kind of maybe put Turbin as a featured back going into the next season.
Yeah, but what about the rumor that they're about to sign Marshawn to $10 million 1-year contract?
There's a whole bunch of back and forth stuff. I've heard today that there's rumors they want Turbin to be the guy and that Marshawn's out because of his attitude. And that they wanted Russ to be the shining star, not Marshawn. Those are all conspiracy theories. You can go on and on and on.
I was going to say, I don't think Russell Wilson is a star without Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
Marshawn Lynch opens up too much for Russell Wilson to also take advantage of. That's how he gets those runs off. I don't know. His arm is pretty good, but he's not the best throwing quarterback in the league. That's for sure.
No, I mean, and it's this game is so crazy. Just if the Seahawks get that touchdown, who knows if maybe Brady could have had time to get down and get them in field goal range. They did have 2 timeouts. But if they do win this game, we're not even talking about the touchdown they got. We're talking about that crazy catch by Curse. And now that catch is almost irrelevant.
Yeah, it really is irrelevant because now it's just kind of it's called as the fluke catch that led to the play, and pretty much Butler gets his redemption, right? Because Butler had great coverage on that catch. You're not going to stop that ball from fumbling around off legs and stuff like that. He did his job. Yeah. I think he did his job properly, and yeah, it was a great catch.
The good thing by Butler in that, too, is to have the wherewithal to touch him when he was down, because I think a lot of Pat's backs thought that the play was dead. So, for all we know, Kurtz got up and ran it in.
Well, he did get up. He got up, and he got taken down. But it was a yard or 2.
But the Pats got to quit on that and be oh, we're on to the next down.
For sure, and he would have stood up and ran into the end zone.
I think a lot of people are talking about that the goal line play, and obviously that's huge, and we'll continue to go in depth in that. I think the biggest backbone crushing play in this game, now that I've watched it back, is it was the possession just before the Patriots got the ball back. I believe it was a 2nd and long, 3rd and long, and Russ had Curse, and if the ball was going to be about the 30, and Curse dropped the catch.
Yeah.
And if he would have got that, who knows what would have happened? Maybe they would have got a field goal. Who knows? But that, I think, is something that we have to look back and be like, what if he made that catch? That catch could have changed everything.
The whole game was like back and forth because even like that catch, you think about the first half on all the short passes, were killing the Seahawks. The Seahawks couldn't, like, yeah, they could rush to the ball once it was there, but they were getting there 7, 8 yards every time. How many tackles did we miss? Like, I never see the Seahawks miss as many tackles as they miss. Like, first play of the game, Richard Sherman goes after, was it Amendola or Edelman? I can't remember, but
Amendola.
He went over top of him, completely missed the guy, and you're just like, that doesn't happen very often.
I was actually shocked that Richard Sherman never was really guarding Julian Edelman, which is, when we talked about this, we thought that Richard Sherman was going to cover Edelman, and he never touched Edelman.
Well, he was on Edelman the first play of the game, which was also weird because it's the first time I've seen Sherman came across the line and went to the left side of the field.
Right.
And he never plays on the left. He's always on the right. So he came across. He missed the tackle. I think they got 7 yards off that play. And you're just like, man, what's going on? Like, those short passes were nearly impossible for the Seahawks. They were just slowly marching their way down the field all first half, just slowly getting there. I felt lucky to be tied at halftime.
Oh, the Pats easily won the first half.
Yeah. We won the third quarter, and they probably won the fourth quarter.
Even the Brady first interception, watching that back today, I still don't know who he was throwing to. It was a weird Brady throw.
He was under duress. Yeah. I'm not sure. He was, he had guys coming, but I've never seen Brady just throw it right into the middle of the field. Normally he throws it down, he'll like kind of spike it, but that was odd. And then Lane gets injured on that play.
Yeah, so he's done, and you lost.
Which really sucks.
Also, Cliff Averill leaving really hurt as well.
Yep.
Another play that a lot of Pats fans wanted to bring up is the refs kind of screening Darrelle Revis so Baldwin can get his reception.
Do you know what, though? If you watch that play, Darrelle Revis had his hands all over Baldwin and kind of pushed him into that gap as well. If you watch the play, Revis makes the contact, the early contact, forces him out, and Baldwin pretty much just takes the edge around the ref. Like, man, these guys are smart. Like, if you get an opening like that, we're talking about Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. Yeah. Like, anything to win, right? Like, really anything to win. I would hedge a ref if I could.
So going back to the goal line really quick here. Go through your mindset as that plays, as from the amazing catch to that goal line stand. Kind of go through your mindset for us.
Man, I don't know. Like, it felt like a tragedy. It felt almost like surreal. Like, you couldn't believe it. Like, you're double taking. Like, did he actually just intercept that? Did we just throw that ball? Like, it seemed like a nightmare. Like, it was just a nightmare. You went from being on this high that, man, we're on the half-yard line with 3 downs, second, third, and fourth down if we want. We're running the clock down. We get to 18 seconds, and we throw it. And you just... You want to know why? Why throw it? Everyone's stacked on the line. Like, you're trying, the slant's coming in. And what they tried to do actually was they tried to do a pick, almost like an illegal pick too. Mm-hmm. Baldwin picked, so we almost kind of deserved to get intercepted like that. We're not supposed to pick. So I don't know. I think people will be at a loss for words why Marshawn Lynch wasn't given the ball. Pete Carroll said that for sure it would be a no-brainer. Third and fourth down, Marshawn would be getting that ball, but. Why chance it? Why run more plays than you need to? Like, the clock, sure, but like Marshawn Lynch has 2 fumbles and 200.
If you run it, the clock's gonna run. If that pass is incomplete, and you stop the clock, you think you'd want to keep the clock going.
So yeah, exactly. You run the ball. I was just about to say Marshawn Lynch had 288 carries this season with 2 fumbles. With 2 fumbles, that is almost like saying he's a guarantee. He's almost a guarantee to score that. He's averaging 4.2 yards in that game. He had, what did he had? Lynch had 24 carries for 102 yards, 1 TD.
And he did a TD in a similar play already.
Yeah, and you're just like, man, like, I don't know. Maybe it was a case of purely like overthinking things. Like overthinking it. Like, you're thinking about the further plays down the road, and you're like, our main objective is just to score right now. And obviously they're trying to score, but I just didn't think they did it like as risk-free as they could have. Like anytime you throw the ball, everyone knows this. You have more chance for a fumble, for it to come out, for an interception. Like run that ball. Pound. What I've seen Marshawn Lynch do tons of times is he kind of okay. So everyone bunches in the middle. He runs to the outside, waits for everyone to kind of shift across the line. He finds one gap and he shoulders down through, and he's into a gap.
Well,
you're not stopping.
I saw him do a play when I went to the Raider game in Seattle. There was a play where I think the Seahawks were on the 9-10 yard line. And he was dragging Justin Tuck, who's a pretty big
boy
linebacker, and Khalil Mack, who arguably should have been Rookie of the Year. And he's just dragging two of the best linebackers in the NFL across the line.
Yeah. I really think it was a classic. It's overthinking it. They overthought it. Like you could even fake Marshawn one way.
I don't understand why they didn't do a shotgun. They didn't do the play action even.
It's a Super Bowl. Like man, even fake to Marshawn and let Russell Wilson run for 1 yard. Like sacrifice your body for 1 yard. Like punch that thing through. And you know what? Everyone's going to be doing the same thing. We're all going to be talking about the 20 other plays that could have happened.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be talking about this if that pass had been complete, or even if it had been knocked down. We're still probably going into the end zone. We still will come away with that game with a win.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a neutral party in this. So for me, I would have liked more football. I would have liked to see, I think Brady's legacy gets marked up even higher if he's able to take the 30-20 seconds, 2 timeouts, and get him down for a field goal and send it to overtime.
Yeah, and then they foul, and we're talking about they can't knee down in the end zone at the end.
And that's
so
the thing.
Like,
the rumor is Brady was
going
to take a safety. That's the rumor that we keep hearing today. That Brady was going to take a safety, and then they would have kicked the ball back. You guys would have had about 10 seconds still
to get within field goal range for the game.
Yeah.
Man, so many like what ifs. This will be a what if game for so long. And as a Seahawks fan, to be honest, man, what I don't want to see is I don't want to see everyone trying to shift blame everywhere. Like our coaching staff is what got us here. Our quarterback, our running back, that entire team is what got us here. Like people are going to be frustrated that we didn't win. And fuck, the Pats played a great game.
Yeah.
Like the Pats played a great game.
Tom Brady played the best quarter of football he's ever played in his life, which is saying something because they even asked today, I don't think Peyton Manning could have done that against that offense in that kind of clutch situation.
We've seen him play that off.
I don't know if Rodgers could have done that in that kind of situation. I think Brady is the only quarterback. Some people even question today if Montana could have done that. And I mean, with all respect to Julian Edelman, the best receiver he had was Gronk. He did it with very limited amount of elite receivers. He only had Julian, Amendola, and Gronk really the entire game.
Only had Julian Edelman played probably if it wasn't for Tom Brady, Julian Edelman gets MVP.
Yeah, I think Julian Edelman's been one of the most overlooked players in the NFL.
He proved it, man.
He's one of the best slot receivers. I think another guy that could do that next year is Cole Beasley, but we'll talk about him down the road in fantasy stuff.
Did you see Julian Edelman on the line, like faking out, like people? He would be like 2 foot stopping, and a guy would be 3 yards past him, and he just turns and catches in the end zone, and you're like, shit, he's quick and he's great. Agile.
He's a great. I started watching him with the Pats about 2 years ago, and he was one of the key reasons I picked the Pats to win the Super Bowl at the start of the year because I thought a lot of people were sleeping on Julian Edelman. I didn't think people, and especially when the Pats had that big loss to KC. Everyone talked about, Brady's done. And you know why Brady's done? Because Julian Edelman couldn't even suit up for the Denver Broncos or the Oakland Raiders. He's that bad of a receiver. He couldn't play for the Raiders or the Bucks. He's a terrible receiver. And he had the game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl.
He was a monster.
He was getting all the Seahawks fans I know they were having fits with guard him.
Because he's one of their fastest guys, and we rely on speed and confidence pretty much, and he had as much of that. He looked like a Seahawks in Pat's gear, to be honest.
Do you think them not trying hard enough to sign Golden Tate and getting rid of Percy was something that hurt the Seahawks as well?
It's hard to say because I don't think we were never given a clear answer of why Percy Harvin was let go.
And Sidney Rice retiring also, that hurts.
Yeah, Sidney Rice going. Yeah, it's retiring, right? You have to work through that. So, Golden Tate, the thing is, man, they're still what are they going to do with cap space? Are they going to pay the fine? What is Russell Wilson going to get offered this year? It's just kind of, I don't know if they maybe did it.
he's going to probably be paid the highest paid quarterback in the NFL.
I could see him. I legitimately could see him taking a pay cut to keep his team together.
Well, from what he had, he has a rookie contract, right? Third round rookie contract.
Yeah, 817 grand or something.
Yeah, he doesn't even
like, they said Kobe Bryant made more than. No, Kobe Bryant was making more than him in like 6 games or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So man, no, I think it was good for their locker room to get rid of the guys they did. I think it helped. I don't think it hindered them this season. And to be honest, we're talking about a team that was in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're talking about a team that's in the Super Bowl. They should have won the Super Bowl. And we're like, did these things hurt them? I'm like, not really. They're in the show.
They were an inch away from winning the Super Bowl, arguably.
Yeah, for being repeating champs. So I'm like, no, I don't think it affected them that much. You never know. It's going to be an off season of what ifs.
I mean, it's the way the NFL season had gone. It kind of seemed appropriate, and I don't think I've ever in my life seen more bad, heartbreaking losses in a row. From the Lions, shifted to the Cowboys, shifted to the Packers, and then shifted to the Seahawks. It's unbelievable that happened.
It's almost like we deserved it after the Packers game. Yeah. It was almost like fate was like, you can't do this twice. Like, no, like, sorry, like, I don't know, your luck's run out. Like, I don't know.
All this bad juju just shifted to people on each game. It's just I've just never seen anything like it. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Do you hear what Marshawn Lynch said afterwards though? Like how he was just asked like how it, yeah, well, yeah. And he said that man, they're a team. He like asked about like not being able to play, and he's like, "We're a team." And I thought that was a real class act from a guy who's been taking a lot of heat for the way he acts and stuff. Man, I saw him. He had pictures. He was hanging out with Snoop Dogg afterwards. Like nice. He was affected by it, I'm assuming. But that'd be a hard pill to swallow. That'd be hard to have that good of a game and not get the chance to help your team.
They're going to be asked about it for the rest of their careers. Like when they're retired, if Pete Carroll ever goes to the Hall of Fame, if Russ ever goes to the Hall of Fame. Marshawn, they're always going to be asked. Marshawn, you could have. Who knows? I think they could be back to the show next year. I think, for the most part, most of the key components are back. The contracts are going to hurt them, but
yeah, Vegas odds has them as the number one going into next season. But what does that mean?
Those things can change. We don't know if Peyton Manning's going to be on the Broncos. A lot of things. Yeah. For all we know, Brady could retire. I don't think so, but a lot of things could change in the next 2 months here.
Man, overall though, like as a Pats fan or a Seattle fan, it was an amazing game. It was an amazing game to watch. It had me off my seat most of the game. I was frustrated. I was happy. I was like a roller coaster of emotion. And at the very end, you're just like, it sucks to lose like that. And I can only imagine being a Pats fan. It must be amazing to win like that.
Well, speaking of Pats fans, I talked to some Pats fans, and we had some watching. When the curse catch happened, they were done. They're like, fuck it, it happened again. Shit. Yeah. I can't believe this shit happened again.
Yeah, so, this is the Giants all over again.
One of my Pats friends said I was dead inside. He's like, at that point, I was done. He's like, fine. They won. I accept it. We can't. Brady's not fucking getting it. And when the interception happened, it took them like 10 minutes or so to really process that they got it. Because they were just so checked out at that point. Because they just thought the football gods had just been like, you're not allowed to have this fourth ring. It's just not happening.
Yeah. The play Browner made at the very end to give Butler enough space, Browner kind of like hedged him and gave him the route to jump on that play. You see, Browner didn't even go, Browner ran all the way.
Jumping teams to get championships.
Yeah, friggin' guy, man, he substance abuse. But to be honest, I kind of feel good for Browner because he had to miss the game that he won. He missed a Super Bowl ring last year. And it's like, you get to go to a new team. I'm a fan of Darrelle Revis. Like, there's just... I think both teams are like class acts. I think they both deserve to be there.
Absolutely. I hope we get it next year, to be honest. I mean, obviously, I'd like my Raiders to be there, but let's be honest. It's probably not going to happen. I think the rematch is very possible.
I think, do you know what's actually sad for me lately is the amount of chirping that other people are doing about Seahawks fans. Like the amount of like negative stuff about people being Hawks fans. Like the reason teams love going to Super Bowls, not only do they get a huge payday, is they create more of a fan base for their team. Like they're now selling more merchandise and they're getting more stuff. Like people that don't watch football are now Seahawks fans. Canada, a lot of like Canadian fans of the game are going for Seattle because they're so close, right? And it's just kind of like
I think that's what hurt.
I
I think
dislike
that's
all
what
the
made people go against them.
bandwagon.
Yeah, the bandwagon thing I think
The
is what made
bandwagon
a lot of
stuff,
people
like,
go against them.
why do people care who you like why does it matter if you like the Seahawks and you're cheering for them this year? You know what, I don't personally jump teams, but I don't like, there are teams each year that I like that aren't the Seahawks, and the reason I like them are because they're good teams. They have good players, they're playing good football, they're smart, they have good coaches. It's like, I enjoy watching good football. I'm a student of the game, just like a player is. I'm a fan of the game itself, not just a specific team. Like, these guys will always be my team, but I loved watching New England this year. Like, I loved watching Green Bay this year. Like, I was rooting for them until they came up against my team, because it's nice to watch good football.
I think the thing for me, this is a little bit of jealousy on my part, at least hating some of the bandwagon Seahawks fans that I know were just fans like this year or last year. Is for me personally, I've gone through 13 years of hell, like really grinding and watching my team be 5-12 and 4 wins, 3 wins is absolute bullshit. And it's just like, they got lucky. They get to jump into an awesome team right at the beginning. They don't have to go through the growing pains. And I think for some teams, some guys that I know that are like Bucks fans or Raider fans or Titans fans, they're just like, we've had to go through all this hardship and really grow with our team, and you kind of just jumped into a team because they're winning. Kind of like how some people were like with LeBron and going to the Heat, then going to the Cavs. I think there's some kind of parallels with that. But I get what you're saying, and I totally agree.
Yeah, but it's like, why
this.
not just like LeBron for being an amazing basketball player? Yeah. Why does it matter where he's playing out of? Like, and for you decide that you want to stick with one team the entire time, which, to be honest, is admirable and respectable. The thing is, if and when it pays off for you, when you are there and you do get to see that, it's going to mean so much more for you than it will mean for someone who's just coming on.
Yeah.
Because that's what you're giving yourself a chance at. It's more than just that. You went through it all. But people that hop, they're fans. They're equal fans. Like, it's not like they're better or worse. We have this upper class, like, we're better fans if we stick by our teams, and they're worse fans because they just like them. Man, who doesn't like good teams? Like, it's really hard for some of the bottom teams in the league to create get newer fan bases. No one's gonna go, hey, we love Tennessee. Yeah, but for us. Okay, to be honest, when you decided to become a Raiders fan, I bet the fan base that the Raiders had, they still have an amazing fan base.
Yeah, we have a good fan base. But my reason for picking the team wasn't because they're winning. My reason was because they were badasses, and I liked the colors and just the Raider vibe and everything like that.
Now think about the Seahawks this year.
Yeah.
Badasses. Yeah. We like the new jerseys. You know what I mean? Like,
the new jerseys really set this kind of new wave and this new attitude that they had.
Yeah, like the logo, like the newer kind of.
But I also have like so much more respect for. I have a friend, Darcy, who's been a Seahawks fan since I can remember, and those fans, you just have a little bit more respect for, because like they went through the bullshit Super Bowl against the Steelers. That's another Super Bowl they should have won. That some Seahawks fans remember, is like, we should have 3 rings because we should have won the Super Bowl against the Seahawks. And I do feel bad for the city of Seattle, because knowing their luck now, the Thunder are going to win the NBA championship, and just kind of put the knife in and twist it a little bit more.
That ain't happening. We ain't seen the Thunder championship.
No, I don't even think they're going to make the playoffs, to be honest.
I think people should kind of chill a little bit. Like, I think. Like, what do we want to chase away fans? Like, do we want to?
It's good for the NFL. This is the highest rated Super Bowl of all time, and it's because you had the greatest population of growing fans for the Seahawks. The 12th man really started last year, and this is why. Yep. Because you got a country now. I think Western Canada is a lot of Seahawks fans. You say maybe Eastern Canada is a lot of Bills fans, probably.
Yeah.
And I mean, we don't have any teams up here. It's like for Canada, a lot of people are Raptor fans, right? Because you don't really have another choice. That's the closest proximity for you. Same with Blue Jays. If Calgary or Vancouver had another team, I don't think you see as many Blue Jays hats in Vancouver or Calgary.
No. Well, you can, from one of our major cities, our second most populated city, Vancouver, you can drive to Seattle in a few hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we're that close to an NFL team, but we're in a different country. So it's like, I know a lot of Vancouver people that are huge Seahawks fans. It's like, what else do we have to cheer for? We don't have our own. Yeah. So there's nothing to call our own, so we latch on to something nearby. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. People should just kind of I think chill a little bit. I think some people don't even realize this. Get this. So 115 million viewers for the Super Bowl yesterday.
Yep.
The game against Man City yesterday in EPL, the soccer game, had 360 million viewers for a regular season game, and
Yeah.
we're sitting here and we're like 115 mil, woohoo!
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
it's
they
just
did
like
they did the Twitter amount that was tweeted, and everyone thought they would break the Twitter record. And the game between Germany and Argentina, it was like triple that for Twitter.
Yeah,
and people are like,
that's
"Why
what
did
I
that
mean.
happen?" I'm like, because I don't think people realize that soccer is global. Really, NFL is just really United States, and then to
Yeah.
a degree here in Canada, and then kind of spread globally. But you're really isolated. It's that kind of North American feeling of we're the world for sports and we know everything. When
Well,
really,
listen to
it's
them.
not.
All the Pats yesterday. We're the world champs. We're the world
Yeah,
champs.
you're
It's
the
like
champions.
you play in a country that
Yeah.
plays this only sport. You're not. Well, I guess you're the world champs because no one else really
Yeah.
is competitive at it yet. But it's just like they don't want to say we're the NFL champs. They're the world's best. And
Yeah,
you're like, okay,
I mean, I'm sure in a few years we'll brand it out. I know in Canada it's going to be hard because there is a bill now, I believe, that you can't have an American team up here, an NFL team, because Toronto tried to get their own, made the Bills the Toronto Bills. So it's going to be kind of hard to do. I think
because we have the CFL. Is that why we're trying to keep it?
It's kind of like similar to in broadcasting, we have the CRTC settings where if you put on a radio station, for example, you can play as many songs as you want, but you have to have Canadian content. That's why you hear a lot of Drake or Bieber or Carly Rae or Nickelback or something, because you have to fill that Canadian content in. You can't just play all American stuff.
Well, it's like CBC broadcasting.
Yeah,
it's
CBC
like TV
as well. Like you have to play a certain amount of, even on the NBA network, you have to put a certain amount of Canadian content. I know when the WWE network came up here, there was problems with, are we going to be able to get enough CanCon? And there's a few other stations that are able to pass the CRTC. And same with the Super Bowl commercials. This will be in Canada the last years that we don't get American commercials. Next year, Canada will be getting the American commercials. They finally,
which will be nice.
It'll be really cool. Some of the products obviously won't go to us, but still.
Side note, what did you think of Katy Perry's halftime performance?
I think she killed it. I think she absolutely killed it.
Big old lion, right?
Yeah.
No.
I thought,
man,
it was great.
I felt like I was in a
Sharks are the MVPs, man.
Yeah,
Those Sharks
I was
are
like
great.
watching a Barney TV show during that part.
The best thing is I watched back and people were like, the left shark sucked, because I wasn't really watching the choreography.
Yeah.
And you watch the left shark try to dance and it's so all over the place. It doesn't know what it's doing.
It made it better because that shark didn't know what he was doing. He just had this like shark out there like, I'll do whatever.
I mean, everyone's still saying the Beyonce performance was great. And, it was.
The actual performance was better.
I just think the show was better for Katy Perry. The show was better.
She's flying around on a little star in like the middle of the
more you know
stadium. I meant to say to you, and this is, people might get a kick out of this if you're watching this pod. When you asked me what color I thought the Gatorade would be, I thought you meant what color they would be drinking Gatorade on the sideline. Dude, I said blue and red and blue and green on the last podcast. And I was telling some people while I'm watching the game, I'm like, do you think he meant the Gatorade that goes onto the coach at the end? And they're like, oh, yeah, probably. And I'm like, oh, crap.
I got it right. So, I got blue with that. And I got Katy Perry roar.
Thanks for stopping me from looking like an idiot. Thank you.
I was just like, sure, whatever you want to do, bud.
You're like, yeah, it'll be 4 colors somehow.
You did get the coin toss right, though.
I did get the coin toss.
I was the only one that got the coin toss wrong.
I was a song away from getting Dark Horse. Dark Horse went second. Roar went first.
Yeah.
What do you think was the best commercial? Any ideas? Oh, I got Ultron. I said Avengers. And it seemed
Jurassic World, we've had some back and forth about Jurassic World, obviously.
Jurassic World had like a full, when you actually saw the dinosaur.
It looked really good. The CG, it could be a little bit sharper to me, but again, it's on TV, so I'm not going to judge it until I see it in the theater.
The new dinosaur kind of looks like a T-Rex again, though. Like I hope it's a little bit different.
Yeah,
but it's got like, but the one in the third one had like long hands, and was it like a T-Rex?
Apparently, it has horns on its head like a Triceratops.
Okay. I like that they show Chris Pratt, because this comes back to, remember when you did the pod, when you guys were talking about what you thought of Jurassic World?
Yeah.
And the one guy was arguing against you, and he's like, no, I don't think Chris Pratt was driving with the Velociraptors.
Thank you.
Now we see it. And do you remember me? I said that big post on there, and I was like, I'm pretty sure he was taming those things.
I've been saying that to people for a long time. Like, I think he's training them. And everyone's like, no, you're crazy. He's going to eat them. I'm like, no, I think he's like a raptor whisperer.
Yeah.
Nobody believes me.
And now you get that thing, and he's got 3 raptors
Yeah.
coming in. He's like puts his hands up, and they actually stop, and you're like, what? He like,
It was pretty badass. That definitely got me up to the next level, which I do think when we do the next thing, I did talk to my buddy Devin. I'm like, I think we did jump the shark, no pun intended with the shark there. I mean, you look at Jurassic Park and you hear the theme music. I'm like, dude, how did we not say that was a Hall of Fame type of film? Because
yeah,
you hear the music. I think you just hear certain music. Like when I saw the Star Wars trailer and I heard the theme, I cried. I'm not gonna lie. I was just like, holy shit, it's back. And hearing the Jurassic World with the piano, it's hard not to be like, that's just an iconic score.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's Hans Zimmer who does like, man, he did like Gladiator. He's done The Rock. He's done like, he's one of the best like music producers scores in movies.
Yeah.
He did Inception.
The Inception one is wah, and now like every trailer kind of uses something like that, man. What did you think of the Avengers trailer? Didn't it show? It's kind of the same stuff. I think we know now that Hulk is under Scarlet Witch's spell.
Yeah, I think I'm almost positive there was a scene there. Hulk's gonna go Grey Hulk in this.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get shot into space too.
Oh, I hope not, but he might.
I think we'll get Planet Hulk, maybe connect with the Avengers, and one Avenger is supposed to die in this film. I don't think it won't be Captain America, obviously.
I could see that. It kind of sometimes you wonder who might not go down for a contract, who might not want to film these anymore.
Yeah.
Like sometimes they kind of weed them out. Like I can't imagine Iron Man. I can't imagine.
They're
like,
both
Tony
in
Stark.
Civil War. They're in the next Captain America. Iron Man in Civil War. Captain America and Iron Man are in Civil War.
Okay.
So I'm thinking all it's left is maybe Hulk or Bruce Banner or Widow.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson maybe goes.
Because I think we're going to get the debut of Black Panther in this.
Is Hawkeye going to be around for much longer? Like, I don't know.
Do we care? I like Jeremy Renner.
So do I. It's kind of cool, but it's like, okay, we've seen Legolas. We got Hawkeye now. We know what it's like to have someone super good with the bow.
We have Arrow killing it. I know Stephen Amell would love to be in the Justice League movie.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know. Hawkeye's just kind of like, he's like the secondary Arrow too, right?
Yeah.
Archer. And Green Arrow's the main Archer in comics to us.
What looks like it's going to be a significant part of that movie that they keep amping up is Iron Man in that huge friggin' suit against.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's no way. It doesn't matter what kind of suit he builds. You're not beating the Hulk. You're not. It's kind of like when they had Captain America use his shield against Thor in the first one. I'm like, that's bull. I'm like, Thor owns him if he wants to.
Were you disappointed we didn't get Star Wars?
Yeah, I was, because we have it's a teaser right now, right?
Yeah.
Like we have a 30-second teaser trailer.
I think they're saving the full one for Avengers. I think that's what they're doing. That makes the most sense.
Do you know the release date
of Avengers?
No, for Star Wars.
Oh, it's 18th of December.
December.
Yeah.
Holy. Okay. Yeah. So we got like 7 months.
Yeah. I was surprised. I thought maybe we get some kind of tease for Bond. I know they haven't really filmed anything, but they could have done a quick short Daniel Craig and put Spectre up there or something. Batman vs Superman, I'm surprised we didn't get, because they're done filming. Everything's done.
Yeah, but didn't you say, isn't it almost 2 years before that comes out?
Yeah, it doesn't come out until next March. So
that would be,
I thought maybe we get
that'd be almost a little too early.
Yeah, there's rumors that it's coming out with Jupiter Ascending this week.
Oh. What do you think of that movie? You can go see it?
I don't know.
Channing Tatum, I don't know.
It's Channing Tatum, it's Mila Kunis, and it's the Wachowski brothers. They did The Matrix.
Yep.
The first Matrix is really good. Second ones are okay.
I'm assuming it'll be in 3D, and like all the visual effects look really nice to see in the theaters.
It's kind of in that weird period where movies go to die unless they're Oscar movies. Like unless you're like an American Sniper. I know I'm going to go see A Most Violent Year tomorrow, which looks badass. But that's kind of in that Oscar type of mold, right? Where they put all those Oscar movies out. Unless you're one of those movies, you're not going to do good. Like see Mordecai, for example.
Have you seen the new American Sniper, by the way?
Yeah, I have.
Whew, that was sweet.
It was pretty intense.
Yeah, I don't want to give anything away, but it was sweet. If you haven't seen it yet, go see it. Go see it. It's worth it. It
was arguably the best war film I've seen since Saving Private Ryan.
You still got me?
Yeah. Do I have you? Hello?
Okay. Now I got you. Okay.
I think I broke the internet for my comment. I was saying I think it's the best war film I've seen since Saving Private
Kim
Ryan.
Kardashian?
Yeah. But yeah, best war movie I think I've seen since Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think Bradley Cooper did an amazing job because I don't think people realize that he's like a Texan kind of guy, holds the accent. Like, man, I forget all about like Hangover movies or anything else he's in, like Limitless.
Wedding Crashers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Bradley Cooper. What a dick in Wedding Crashers.
Yeah, what a dick.
He was such a dick in that movie. He played it perfectly though. In this movie, American Sniper, I forget all about his other roles. Like I'm totally immersed in his character, and I think he did an amazing job at his character.
I really thought Michael Keaton had the Oscar done, and now it's like, and I thought Jake Gyllenhaal might pull him for Nightcrawler, which I think that was kind of a snub.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
I haven't seen
absolutely
it.
terrific. Being in the media too, it was kind of even hit me a little bit more. But seeing American Sniper now is like, shit. I thought Michael Keaton had this laid down and it was over. I still have to see Eddie Redmayne in The Theory of Everything, but I'll probably see in my flight to England next week. But, man, American Sniper, I think, is starting to get the buzz at the right time because those Oscar votes aren't done yet, I believe, and they kind of got that buzz at the right time. I
felt like there was a little bit of an American propaganda in this movie as well.
Absolutely.
I think that just comes with the territory. Like it's an American war movie. You know, you're gonna get it from that side, that point of view.
Have you seen Birdman?
No.
Oh, that was a very, very cool film. I'll be shocked if that doesn't get cinematography because it's really all shot on one shot.
The whole movie?
Yeah, it's all kind of shot like the transitions are all one shot. It's very interesting how they do it. Yeah.
Maybe tonight. Actually, I got a free night. Maybe tonight.
I didn't see a Mad Max trailer either. I thought I'd see a Mad Max for sure.
I don't know how amped I am for Mad Max.
I'm on the fence, so that's why I wanted to see one to get me a little more amped up about it. We did see Ted 2.
Mel Gibson was kind of in his prime when the Mad Maxes were coming out, and then I'm not sure what's his name that's doing this one.
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy, thank you. Yeah, man, he was good in The Warrior. That was one of my favorites with him. Tom Hardy, we'll see how it goes. I don't know. It's gonna be a new aged, savage desert, like I don't know, Book of Eli kind of feel. You know. So we'll see.
I barely remember the other Mad Maxes, to be honest.
Yeah, like you'd have to go back and watch them again.
I'm more hyped about Entourage than that, to be honest.
I hope Mad Max isn't kind of like RoboCop was.
Yeah. See, I never saw RoboCop because I knew it would be shit.
Yeah, like you could if you want. I don't recommend it.
Did you see the Ted 2 trailer?
Nope.
So apparently, in Ted 2, Ted's going to have a baby with his girlfriend, Tammy Lynn, and they need a sperm donor. So
Mark Wahlberg.
Him and Mark Wahlberg sneak into Tom Brady's house and try to give Tom Brady a hand job to get his sperm so they can make a baby with it.
That's going to be good because the whole Boston thing, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because, freaking... even Mark Wahlberg, like that new show, The Wahlburgers, is all Boston-based and stuff like that. Yeah. I've been watching that show a little bit. It's pretty funny. Donnie Wahlberg's actually hilarious.
I like Donnie Wahlberg.
Yeah.
So I guess one more question to ask. Is Tom Brady the best quarterback of all time?
Well, Montana did 4-4, right?
Here's a quick question I'll ask you. And ESPN really hit on this today, and it's a weird conversation that no one's ever talked about because Julian Edelman brought it up. He said Montana's the best because he's over Montana because he went to 6 Super Bowls now, and he's won 4.
But does it count if you go to 6 and lose 2?
That's the thing, because now some people started calling into ESPN. It's like, well, Kobe went to 7 finals. Does that make him better than Mike?
How could it make him better than Mike? Then, well, we're never going to talk about the 11
that Bill has. Exactly.
Yeah, that Bill has. So it's like,
I think he has 13 finals in him, I believe.
I think when I saw the stats between the two, the comparison, man, it's hard. It's hard not to put Brady in the conversation and make a valid argument why. I think it will always come down to, and it's kind of a Michael Jordan thing too.
Yeah.
It's really hard to take away from the time that they were doing it in, what they were doing exactly. You know, like were they pioneers of the sport? Were they doing new things? Like, you know, I don't know. Tom Brady will go down for me as one of the, I've never seen anything better in my generation.
No, I thought maybe I think so. I always made the argument that Marino was the best quarterback I've ever seen, and I always said he didn't have a running game, and he never had a Super Bowl. He's been to one, like you said, and then I thought, oh, he never had a running game. He just needed a running game, and then I found this stat today that Bill Simmons said that the collected 3 starting running backs that Brady's had the last 3 Super Bowls, the 2 giant ones, and in this one last night. Yeah. A collective 122 yards from 3 running backs. So that's not an excuse for Marino anymore.
No, No, it's not. And to be honest, like look at what Tom Brady's had to work with for receivers.
Yeah.
For a long time. Like Gronk was injured for a while last season. Like you got guys
Randy
like
Moss for what, 3-4 seasons?
Three.
Montana had Jerry Rice.
Yeah, Jerry Rice. Like
The
Jerry
best
Rice
receiver,
could go
maybe
down
best
as
football
one of
player
the
of all
best
time.
players.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you had another one of the best players to ever play.
Like, is Randy Moss a Hall of Famer to you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, like, the two receiving
But
Hall of
without
Famers
Tom
he's had-
Brady, is Randy Moss a Hall of Famer? No.
Minnesota times, yes, a little bit with Culpepper.
A Hall of Famer though.
No, well,
He needed Brady in New England to really
and
solidify.
Oakland, because
his
Oakland
spot.
effed him up.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm fully ready to admit that. I think that the two Hall of Fame receivers he's ever going to have is Gronk and Moss.
Yeah.
I think Gronk's headed to the Hall of Fame.
Wes Walker might not.
Maybe Wes. And Julian, man, who knows? He
showed what he was capable of last night, and he has been doing it all season. If anyone had him in their fantasy pool, they know exactly what he was doing all season.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know, we got a few years to see what he's capable of, and I liked his attitude, man. I liked how confident he was.
I want his jersey.
He walked up to Richard Sherman, and I saw them beaking in the first quarter, and he went right up to him and started like chomping at the bit with him. And I'm like, that's how you need to beat. It's like how you needed to beat Tyson back in the day. You have to have as much confidence or more than they do. You know what I mean? Like, you can't shy away. You can't let them start talking to you first. Get in their face. Play their game, like, you know?
I think for sure Brady's the best quarterback we've ever seen and during the salary cap era too, which is crazy. And I think now people need to shut up. It's done. Brady has beat Manning. Just like I will admit LeBron has beat Kobe. It's done. Like the conversation is done. Like, I mean, that conversation is a little bit closer because Kobe's championships.
Kobe, LeBron, like if total different can of worms. We could do a whole another pod on that,
and we might have to. I mean, it's the more I think about it. Even though I'm a Kobe fan, I'm trying to not be as biased. But
LeBron, if you go championships, you could just go like pure size and like ability, but then you could do competitiveness, shooting, like accuracy, like. But he had Shaq, right?
Yeah.
But then LeBron had Wade and
Bosh.
And
both Hall of Famers probably.
And Allen. He had 3 Hall of Famers.
And I think I think Brady has passed Manning now. It's done. It's over with.
That's for sure.
It's over.
Especially if what's Payne's future, like, you know, if it's over right away here, I think he will go down as one of the best regular season quarterbacks to ever play, but that will be his title.
Yeah.
Best regular season quarterback.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, but to be honest, it's tough because he's chasing that as he's getting older.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like his arm strength isn't going to get stronger. It's only going to start tapering off.
Well, he's got neck problems and he's got knee problems. And you look at some of those linebackers. He's got to go against Justin Houston and Kansas City and those big boys in Kansas City. He's going to have to go
Watt's
against.
Coming for you.
He's got to go against J.J. Watt. If he faces the Raiders twice now, he's got to go against Khalil Mack. He's got to go against all the big boys in San Diego.
Yep.
And I mean, the whole AFC is stacked with guys. It's not going to be an easy road. Like people are going to be looking, especially in his division with like Justin Houston's and the Khalil Macks. They're going to look to injure him. That's going to be their goal.
For sure.
You never want to say that's a goal, but they're going to be like, we could take this guy out. He's brittle. Let's hit him.
That's what I mean. I can't see him ever surpassing Brady. Not just after Brady wins a Super Bowl and an MVP again. No way.
No, he'd have to win. If maybe he has 2 more years yet, maybe 1. He'd have to win
next 2 years. That's like saying Kobe has to win 2 more championships to be better than Jordan. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Just not.
No. Kobe's at 5, and I think that's damn impressive. Like
it is, but people will always remember Shaq. Like, you know what I mean? Like you always remember that you got to play with the best big man to probably ever play.
We're saying, I think, would you say Brady's the best football player of our generation?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't think of anyone better. Maybe Jerry Rice a little bit. We had a little bit of Jerry.
Was it really our generation? Yeah, I was going to say like 90s. Like
it was Brady, man.
You're an 80s baby. I'm an 80s baby. Yeah. Like, you know,
we remember some of that stuff from the 90s. Like I think we still like Mike's the best player we've ever saw.
But I didn't get to watch him in like his prime really. I was so young.
So for basketball, is Tim Duncan or Kobe the best player of our generation?
I think LeBron James is the best player of our generation.
Duncan,
I don't know.
Man.
I can't do this. I can't do it. I don't know.
That's a podcast for another day because
I know. I need to like look up stats and. Like,
I was debating this the other day, and then I started looking at Tim Duncan stuff, and was like, "Holy shit! It's really hard to not say Timmy." And it's because he doesn't have that flash, right?
Yeah.
Timmy's not in your face.
Most NBA analysis put Tim Duncan in their top 10.
Yeah,
Like actually, almost all of them do.
I could argue Timmy in the top 5 because he's arguably the best power forward we've ever seen.
There were so many good players in the '80s that it's
Yeah.
like it makes it so hard.
That's a podcast the other day. I think we've talked everything out. Hopefully,
Yeah.
it's been a little bit of a release for you. I know it's not going to be easy.
Everyone asks me, man. When you lose, everyone wants to know how you're feeling, what you think, and you're just like, I really just. What I want to do is not come on the show and be biased because I don't think I can. No. I don't want to get down on my team.
You did a good job, man. I think you did a good job. I mean,
and to be honest,
losses, man.
Before we finish, like anyone who is a Patriots fan that does watch this or anything, congratulations. Honestly, Absolutely. You guys deserved it. Like you guys really did. I would have loved to see my team win, but I think in this case, the better team won.
And to everyone that was watching my Facebook and saw me posting stuff about Tom Brady and said I'm not a true Raider fan because
I saw
of the tuck
that.
rule, that's some bullshit. Like you said, I'm a football fan. Yeah, we lost to the tuck rule, and it was bullshit. And it took me a long time to get over it. But like I said, real recognizes real. Like Tom Brady is the best quarterback that ever did it. He destroyed my team. The tuck rule really set Brady down the road.
We've known each other for over 10 years, and I have only ever seen Raiders. Yeah. So if anyone's thinking otherwise, you're wrong. Like you can say what you want to say, but unless you know him, man, he's always rocking Raiders.
I mean, my background on my Facebook picture right now are all Raider stuff, so I don't really know how you can say that I'm not a true Raider fan.
Yeah.
You have to remember, too, that I'm
Raiders.
also a sports broadcaster now, so there has to be a little bit of unbiased for things.
Remember, Josh was watching the Seattle game against the Raiders wearing a Raiders jersey in Seattle.
Yep.
So
they're actually really nice to me. I got a lot of respect for Raiders. They beaked me, obviously, but I thought they would be harsh. But they were just actually like polite in a way. There was like the back and forth and everything, but it was really
they're so close to Canada. Like,
have you been to a Seahawks game?
No, not yet.
Oh, we gotta go next year. It's
for sure it's on.
It's so loud. It's so fun.
I got offered 4 tickets for $400 a piece to the Super Bowl. I just couldn't make the time work.
Oh.
I wanted to so bad.
Would that have hurt a little bit more to see it live?
Oh, 100%. 110%. Man, watching it on TV was devastating. Like, honestly, we're all feeling it right now.
Is that the worst sports loss you've ever felt?
Yeah. Well, the highest was when I was a Miami fan and watching Ray Allen hit that dagger, but I couldn't imagine being a San Antonio fan. Yeah. I feel like that's the exact same thing that happened here. Yeah. You were so close. You were... the last time I've seen it in football was, you remember that Rams versus Titans game, and McNabb puts his arm out and he stops on the 1 yard line, and you're like, no way. Like, it's just heartbreaking, but that's why we love sports. Like,
Niner fans are shouting about the Ravens Super Bowl right now as well.
Niners fans, give me a break.
They were the most vocal last night. They were the most like.
Yeah.
They were the most. They were like, yeah, you lost. And I'm just like sitting next to the guys like. So I know you're gonna fire right back at me, but realize before I say anything, we were never gonna make the playoffs. You realize you guys never made the playoffs, right? Also, we beat you, so go ahead.
Yeah, you guys threw it away. So
we knocked the Niner fans out of the playoffs. But go ahead and talk about how the Seahawks lost the Super Bowl when you didn't even have a chance to go, and your coach quit because you were so dysfunctional.
Really, right now, we both knocked them out. They lost 3 games, both to Seattle and to you.
Yep, it was great. That was our Super Bowl. I don't care. Knocking the Niner fans out. They never shut up. I think they're the best. When their quarterback's probably going to be the CFL in 2 years.
You're going to post this on YouTube, and we're going to get flamed by Niners fans.
I don't care. The Seahawks fans will jump up at least now because we buried Russ a little bit. But then again, I tried to defend Russ, but I was with a Niner fan for all those NFL previews. And I will say, before we go, Russ is an elite quarterback. He proved it to me last night. Do I think he's better than Andrew Luck? No. But I think
depends on what is better. Like you know what I mean? Like, really, statistically speaking, Russell Wilson is better.
I think Luck has more skill.
Okay, yeah. Okay, it's something that we can't tangibly look at. But you're probably right. I agree with you. But on paper, Russell Wilson is still way better than...
He's a top 7 to 5 quarterback. I would say right now, if you do the best overall in the league, I would still probably say Rodgers is the best in the league.
He is so underrated. You put him on any of the teams that any of the top 5 quarterbacks are on, and they're equally as good or potentially better because of his run game.
But the question is, a lot of people ask you, if you put Rodgers on your team, did the Seahawks kill the Pats last night with Rodgers?
Maybe.
Yeah.
But he still has to throw to the same receivers.
But then again, and people have asked that to me, I'm like, every team is fit to a different performer's attributes.
Yeah.
Just because you put a star on a team doesn't mean anything. For example, with us, you thought Randy Moss coming to the Raiders would change everything. He didn't do what he was meant to do because it wasn't the right system for him. Sometimes players have to be in the right system. Russ is in the right system for himself.
For sure. And remember this, like I said, this will be an off season of what ifs.
Yep.
What ifs.
Yep.
All right.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on.
Of course.
Always a pleasure. Shout out to your mom for giving us a shout out too.
Yeah, my mom. My mom's still like a mom, man. She loves the kids and their friends.
That's
you know.
Awesome. So shout out to Leah Hahn. And we look forward to trying to make this somewhat of a weekly segment and whatnot. Maybe have some movie talk sometime or NBA talk coming up.
NBA's, yeah, I'm shifting all my focus NBA now.
Yeah, we'll try
NBA
to get an All-Star pod in before I head to the UK.
Cool.
All right, so
all right, man.
For Steve Kenny, Joshua Arbuthnot, cheers and enjoy the day, people.
See you.